All right, sounds good. All right, Randy has started the recording, um, and I'll go ahead and share my screen. Okay, well, thank you all for joining this UAT system demo. We're going to go over the UAT plan, some background for what we're doing, for goals for successful user acceptance testing, why we do it. Going to give an overview of your project summary, your departments, the fields you're looking to see, some next steps, and then also the schedule that we're targeting for. So my name is Megan Lejeune. I am the program manager for this project. And then we have Randy Sinsel, who is your implementation manager. And then we also have Shankar, and he is the InSight expert who's built out your solution. He'll also be giving us a demo after we go through this deck. All right, so some of the goals for successful UAT, we're looking to make sure you all do a full test of the system. This is your time to break it, your time to raise all of the questions that you have. So we wanted to look to make sure all technical components are functioning as expected per the requirements. We're looking to see that Iron Mountain and OnTrac operations are working in a directionally accurate manner. So what we've been doing on our side is testing between, physically scanning in the mail samples we received and ingesting them into InSight. So everything's being captured as we're expecting. So that's been going well on our side. We're also looking to ensure that requirements have been met and are gaining your all's acceptance. We want to make sure that we have that prior to go live, essentially that everything is running smoothly, running as expected, and we have the confidence to move forward to scan your physical mail live, and that you all are able to view it in InSight. So we have confirmed the end-to-end integration with our Iron Mountain side, looking to do that on this side. And then we want to validate your training procedures and any previously defined assumptions. And this time we're also using to train your team. So we want to make sure we confirm all of that. Y'all have familiarity with the system so that you can thoroughly verify InSight. Any questions on our goals? All right. Feel free to interrupt me if y'all have any questions. I want to make sure this is valuable for you all. And I'm sure if you do have a question, someone else does too. So feel free. Also, if you want to use the raise your hand function, you can do that as well. And I'll keep an eye on that. Okay, so why we do UAT? Talked a little bit about this in the goals. So some of the UAT task lists that we have been working on the Iron Mountain side, we've reviewed your current deployment, we smoke tested it, and we've identified the earliest date the solution is available for UAT. It's been available for a bit, so we've kind of been waiting for everyone's schedules to align here, make sure as many participants are available for this training and for the testing that we'll be doing this week and a little bit into next. So Preet identified the test sample size and sent them over to us so that the scanning team could ingest them, and then they're now in InSight. And then, of course, we've identified all the resources to support this. You have your mailroom administrators who are also functioning as your exception queue managers. We have the users by department and then exception handling. So we are still to confirm the go live, so that is in progress and of course dependent on successful UAT. So here's a summary of the OnTrac validations in the email that I sent on the 15th that had this detail as well as the test cases. This is the overview here of some of those test cases that you all could do. Some of the looking at the image quality, so that's that scanned in document, you're able to read it. Everything's looking good there. Then there will be the exceptions, that exception queue, which Linda, Laura, and Preet are viewing and able to route to your different departments. And then we have your InSight login. That's your basic one that you all are able to access the site, being able to view your mail in the mailbox folder. edit the metadata associated with the mail. This may also depend on your level of access. So if you can't edit the mail or the metadata, then we will go ahead and take a look at your access to see if that's available to you or not. You can also download the mail to your local desktop if you're looking to save it or send it to someone else. We also have the option for you to send mail to an external user, someone else within OnTrac who doesn't have access to the InSight system. We are limited to about 25 users that are going to be logging into InSight, but of course there may be other people that you want to share the mail with. So anyone within OnTrac that has that at ontrac.com email domain, you will be able to send them a link and they can look at it without having to log in into InSight. Want to make sure you all can use the search function as well. So you can do a full search on all the mail documents that you have access to. If you're looking for a certain set of keywords, then that will search the entire text within all the mail you have access to. So as far as an overview of some of our on-track validations, does anyone have any questions? I don't know if anyone had the time to review the test cases document, if they have any questions based off of that or anything I've already gone over. All right, I'll go to the next one. All right, so as a project summary, Iron Mountain has a digital mailroom service where we are redirecting your physical mail to a secure Iron Mountain facility where your mail is going to be opened, ingested, and scanned using Iron Mountain's Intelligent Document Processing, which is IDP. So this solution turns unstructured and semi-structured data within the documents and images into searchable structured data and digital content. So that's what I was talking about. You can do a search and it's able to pull mail and pull documents that are related to that text. So as far as the end-to-end process, Iron Mountain will pick up the mail Monday through Friday, excluding holidays, from OnTrac's PO box and transport the contents to the imaging center for processing. Then Iron Mountain will, of course, use our best efforts to have the mail received by the imaging center and be available within 2 business days. So scanning will be done in black and white as well. Iron Mountain will then capture from the mail envelope during the scanning process, populate the index fields into InSight for the scan date, the PO box name, and the document type, which is mail. So we have taken into account those business window envelopes. So the envelope or the first scan page in the case of a window envelope. So you'll see that's how we're capturing that there. And so if any field is illegible or Iron Mountain is unable to capture the information, then that mail will move to the exception processing queue and reviewed by your OnTrac exception queue managers. So in this case, this is Linda, Laura, and Preet. So they'll be able to, to read the envelope for anything that IDP didn't capture and route it to the correct person. Once mail is ingested and it doesn't go to the exception queue, then it's routed to the department's mailbox based on our configured rules. So mail that is not routed, again, goes to the exception queue. And users and roles are based on OnTrac's department for control for who has access to digitized mail. So we're ensuring that the mail is delivered correctly and securely. We don't, of course, want any mail going to folks that is not originally intended for. So you can view, download, share, and reroute mail into InSight. You can also set up your mailbox and receive notifications via email if you've subscribed to either your mailbox or a department group's mailbox. This is, of course, configured per your preference, so you are not automatically subscribed to it. Once you log into InSight, we can show you how to click that subscribe button, and then you'll start receiving emails for every time a new mail document appears in that inbox you've subscribed to. So I know that was a lot going over our project summary and some of our test cases here. As an overview, does anyone have any questions here? All right, moving on. Okay, so this is our list of departments within InSight. Um, we have aligned this with Linda, Laura, and Preet. This checks, and then of course, everyone on the call should belong to these departments and be looking to access the mail that's sent to these departments. So as far as security goes as well, we have 3 different types. We have mailroom administrators who are managing your exception queue and able to view all department inboxes in case they need to move anything in and out of departments. And then you have your department administrators who can manage everything in their department's folder. And then department users, they have read-only access in the department's folder, but will also have their individual mailboxes if individual mail is sent to them. Anything on this slide? Okay. So again, these are the fields captured by imaging and captured by IDP. We alluded to this before. So you have the box number, the PO box number, and the PO box name, customer ID, the scan date, and the system generated ID. So every piece of mail or doc has its own unique ID, so we can differentiate between. And then the fields captured by IDP or available, that'll be your recipient, sender, and department. Pause here for questions. Okay, so here are our next steps. We've completed a good bit. So we have the physical sample mail, and then on March 15th, I provided that solution overview and the test cases document as reference and some support materials. Those support materials will also be available by accessing the help button in InSight. When you all log in for the first time, there will be a bit of a intro to walk you through what the different icons are for and all of that. This is available, should be available now, and will also continue to be available post go live if you need any refreshers there. And we've also completed Train the Trainer. We did that last week so that Linda, Laura, and Preet had some time to test the system, get familiar with it before we did this with the full group. And then today we have, of course, this demo for the full UAT group. And then into this week and next, you all will be testing and utilizing the test cases document if your team has selected to use those to ensure the system is functioning according to the acceptance criteria. And please report any issues. So we've already had a defect list running or an issues list running. We've been addressing those, providing any additional information for those, any workarounds, or fixes. So this is the time that, again, we want you all to break the system, to have all of your questions asked so that when this is go live, you all are comfortable with your system and it being as efficient and effective as possible. Any questions here on our next steps? Okay. So here's our target timeline. We've adjusted this as we've needed to. Again, last week we had trained the trainer and mailroom admin, UAT, and of course today and into this week, we are going to do the full UAT group. And then we can target for the 16th to have UAT sign off. If we need additional time to test, then we can build that in. And that, of course, will impact some of our prod deployment and go live. But just as this is what we're targeting for, again, we can adjust as needed, but as we adjust, it will impact go live and when you all will be using the system in production. Any questions?
This is Laura. I don't really have a question, but just more of a comment. myself, Linda, have been going through the testing over the last couple of weeks for the exception queue. And it's super important that this week after we do this demo, that each of you at OnTrac does go into the system and does do the testing and does make sure that everything works, or you have questions, please, please, please ask the questions right now. We're finding a few miscellaneous things, nothing earth shattering, that need to be addressed from the exception queue standpoint, but we want to make sure all the users are also really deep diving, and now's the time to do a test. So myself and Linda, we're also here for questions this week, or if you need help going through the system as well, we're here to help you, as well as Iron Mountain. So thank you, Megan, for this presentation.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you for that as well, Laura. This reiterated everything that this is the time to test. Get all of your questions out, please. We'll address your questions or any issues that you find. This is your time. So thank you so much. I will go ahead and stop sharing and then pass it over to Shankar so you all can see your system, take a look at InSight, and we'll walk through it. Thank you, Shankar, for sharing that stage link. This is what you all will use to be testing this week. You'll select that link, and then it will take you to your single sign-on, and you'll sign on, and then you'll be able to access InSight. So this environment in stage is what he is going to be demoing for us now.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to share my screen. Let me know when you can see my screen here.
We can see it.
Okay. So I shared the link for the stage environment, and you will be using a SAML SSO that is integrated with your identity provider. The same logins you'll be using, it should pass through with your Windows login. So you'll be clicking this icon, and it will automatically log in to your to the system. For this demo, I don't have your SSL login, so I'm going to use the demo user to log in as a standard user. And so once you log into the system, first you will see this dashboard here. So this is called dashboard, and this is recently edited, recently viewed, and my favorites here, right? Items I added to favorites. And here you will see by document type in last 7 days how many mails here, and you can select by department. You will be seeing the department that you have access. And here there are some reports down here. You will see unrouted mail and my unread mail and read mail. So the read mail and unread mail, that is only for your personal inbox. Personal inbox means the folder with your name. The left side, you have few icons. This is first one is dashboard. Second one, browse. That is something similar to Windows Explorer. It will show you all the department folders, exception queues, and individual users folders. So user groups and permission is configured with your SSO. Groups. If you want to add yourself to a group, you have to request your IT. They will add you to the respective group. Exception queue managers will have access to exception queue, and the users in all queues, they will have access to all the folders here. Any question?
I'm assuming it's normal for me to not have the your digital mail drop downs on the top right hand corner, only because it's probably permission set, I would imagine.
Yes, it's permission. Okay. Yes, so you have to request Oh, we have to check your group membership. So next one here, you will see that the third one is mailroom search. This is actually a search. You can do a full text search. Full text search will search for the keywords and the content inside the mail. Let me put some word here. All right, so I'm going back to search here and I'm going to type the word here. And it will pull all the documents having that word. And I can open one document and even I can search within the document using that word. Then it will take you there. That is search. And going back to the search, so I can toggle here from filter to the queue search. So I can remove this or I can click the research. So here the auto search is, it will start searching while you are typing. If you don't want that, you can toggle this and you can manually press the button. Right. So there are a few other items. You can search for a specific recipient address, senders, and even recipient department and by the folder. So if I select it by folder, then it will bring the documents only in that folder. Let me select a folder that has some documents here. Okay, so this will bring all the documents in payroll folder. Right. There are some other additional information. This is Iron Mountain scan metadata that if you want to search by our box number or something, you can pull that. And you have here modified date, last contributor who last edited the document. You can filter by this also. And this is the creator date, the date we scan the document in InSight. You can start use the from and to dates for that. So today is 8. I'm going to put 8 here. And I should see all the mail I dropped here 8. Any questions on search? You also can save your search for later use. If you want to save the search and you can use it later date, that's also possible. Any questions on search? Okay, so the next one is unrouted mail. This is mostly for exception queue managers. So they can see, they can click this button here and they can see all this unrouted mail. That is the easiest, the general way, the standard way of looking at the mails. Then they can navigate to the mails. That is one option. So also from there also you can click view all unrouted mail. So it will show a different view here. And another option to get to unrouted mail that is in exception queue typically, you can navigate back to root and then you can click exception queue. Then it will load all the mails in exception queue. The other way of getting to exception queue, the search, you can use a department list here and then select the exception queue. Then it will bring all this exception queue. If you want to export this data to a CSV file, you can select this drop down here. You can export only the visible fields or download all the fields. Then it will create the CSV file with this metadata only. This is again recently viewed. These two are not applicable to you, these three. expired search assets and task. And favorite, we have a bug. It's not showing up here, but if you want to get to the favorite, there's another way to get here. Go to dashboard, and from there you can see your favorite if you add any documents to the favorites. We have collections. You can you can create a collection and add multiple documents to a collection. So you can see these two documents has been added to this collection. And also once you also can share a collection. So you select this collection here is test 6 is the collection name, and you can click this share button and copy this share button, and you can share the link with your team member. They can directly navigate to this collection, but they have to log into the InSight. They should have a login and access to the InSight. If you want to remove item from a collection, you can select one mail here, and you have to select. I will go back here. Collections. I am selecting one mail in this collection, and I can click this remove from collection. Then that will be removed from the collection. How do I add the mail to a collection? I can let me go back to the folders again. I can go to a exception queue or any queue, any preferred queue, or any even from the search, you can add to the collections. So I can open a mail here, and I can add this mail to the collection. Here's the button for collection, add to collection. I can create new collection, test 9, and I can add to that. That is one way. Or I can select my existing collection and add to my existing collection. And we have audit. So we want to see the users have access to a content management, they will see the audit, and you can check by document routed. Here you can select the document action, document routed, and you can select the user, and it will show the documents routed by this user. Even I can filter the date from when to when. Date ranges, I can filter the date range and get this report, or you also can export this report. Any question before we go to the exception queue and check the routing and how to manage the queues, mails in the exception queue? Go ahead.
Who will have access to the exception queue?
Only the members. I can give you the group name, exact group name. Let me pull it here. It's a SSO group. We can send you the list. I have to find the spreadsheets, or you can check with your IT. That members in the, I think it's miscellaneous, I guess, miscellaneous underscore access. They will have access to exception queue.
Okay, because I was under the impression that only Laura, Linda, and I have access to the exception queue to reroute mail that has not been routed.
I think that is correct, but we have to check that access. So we can check that access, and we can give you your AD group. You can check with your IT admin. Any other questions? Okay, so I will move to exception queue. So before opening this mail, just I want to make sure, can I open this mail? Is that okay? Because I don't know what is the content, because these are fewer mails. So and to make sure that it's okay if I open with this group.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, so this is exception queue. We have mails here, and I can open a mail, right? And then why this is here, the routing rule is not matched, then, or we have a routing rule conflict, then the mail is routed to exception queue. In the exception queue, you have a tab. Only you will see this tab in exception queue, the reroute mail. All right. And then once I click that tab, I will see a few details here. Right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to route this to a department, or I can route this to a department, or I can route this to a user. I'm going to route this to demo user, update and send. Then that mail is routed, and I should see that in my unread mail here. That is one option or one way of checking my dashboard. Or I can navigate to my folder. That is my personal folder. Here is demo user. Okay, demo mailroom admin. This is my personal folder. So I routed this mail. I can see this mail here. So what I can do is, if I want to get email notification, if any mails routed to my folder, I can subscribe to this folder. So you see here in the top, this is the folder. These are the documents inside that folder. So I can subscribe here. This is a small bell icon. Once I click this, right, now I am following this folder. So any mail routed to this folder, I will get a notification. Okay. If I don't want to get notification, I can come back to this folder again, and I can click this stop notifications. That is folder level. But if I want to get notification if anyone commented or make any changes to this mail, what I can do is I can click here and notify me. So what happens is, if anyone comment or make changes to the metadata, you will start get notification. That is for the document level.
Shankar, you made a statement that under exception queue, there was that function of reroute mail. Reroute mail is available to all folders, correct?
No, not all folders. Only exception queue, you will see reroute mail. But in other folders, you will see an icon for the mail, not my mail.
Okay.
Right. So I have two options here. So exception queue manager routed this mail to my folder. So I can take a look and see, okay, it's not my mail. So I have two options. I don't know who this belongs to. That means it will go back to exception queue again. right? Or I can say I know who this belongs to. Then I can select a recipient or department and send this mail. Any questions?
This is the kind of things that we want everyone to go in and test this week. So we want people to go in, see some documents, hit things like not my mail. They can test this, right, Shankar, this week?
That is correct. Yes,
Okay.
they can do that, right? And before getting to this, I like to show you a few things here. You can see the metadata details here. What is here, right? This is the uh, data we captured using our machine learning. This is the metadata. This will be coming from our scanning department. We have a scan batch number, we have a skip box number, and scan document ID, scan date, in case if you want to communicate with our scanning department. Right. This is optional, so this is just we are showing what we captured from the full text from your document. So generally, this will be used for your full text search also, this content. You can tag a document if you want. You can create your own tag, like this is, I can say something. You can type anything, right? So it's like a tagging at the document. Later you could you can use tag also can be used for the search, right? So you can comment on the document and click this to submit, then you will see a comment on this document. Okay, so now I'm going to select this. I'm going to say I don't know who this belongs to, and it will ask a reason before I click route, right? Then I'm going to type something, test 5 and route. So now that mail's gone from my queue and it's in the exception queue again. You can see that here. And the history also you can see here. But if you want to see the routing history with the routing nodes, you can see this document routed, you can see here. Here also you should be able to filter this document's routing history if you want to see that. Document routed. And you can see how this document got routed by whom and what is the command. Okay. And I'm going back. Yeah, go ahead.
A couple of questions I have. How is everyone going to test their mailboxes if they don't have anything in their queues?
That is a good question. So the one way is doing that. I don't know the mails in this exception queue. I don't know if you can check the mails and route that to their department.
Okay.
And if user is member of that department, they will see at least they will see the document from their department.
Okay. Again, back to my question about who has access to the exception queues. What would be the reason that everybody would have access? I mean, we would need.
I don't believe everybody have access. Megan, do you have the link to that spreadsheet?
Yes.
I can. Or if you can see what is the AD group for that?
Yeah, the
Exception queue.
it's just Preet and Linda and Laura.
Okay.
Yeah. What is the AD group name? Is it miscellaneous or something, right?
SSO InSight MISC access.
Yes. Yeah. If you can post that group name in the chat, so Linda or it can check with your IT, double check who is in that group.
And there's also the InSight all queues as well.
Yeah.
Just to reiterate to everyone, the exception queue is where all of the unrouted mail will go, like the rules that they have set up. If those are not to the point, the mail will be rerouted to the exception queue. So once it goes to the exception queue, Laura, Linda, or I will go in it and then reroute the mail where it needs to go. Right?
And quite honestly, for this part of the implementation, most mail will be in the exception queue for us to review on a daily basis and push out to everyone. Iron Mountain has different upgrades that'll be available to us down the road to read the mail with different filters that we can set up. But for right now, we're getting the system live, and most mail will come to us on a daily basis, and we will route it to the particular mailboxes that it needs to go to.
Also, Shankar, Elena is having trouble logging in to OnSight. So Elena, if you could let him know what's going on.
Hi guys. So when I'm trying to log in into the website, I see a message. Just give me 1 second. It says an error occurred.
Right. So if you're seeing with the three kind of, if you can share the mail, I can say, but most probably you are not added to the groups. You are in AD group. So check with your IT if you are in the right groups. So if that doesn't work, we can, if you are in the right groups and still you can't access, yes, we can help you with that. So if you're in the right groups, you should be able to log in and you should be able to see the folders you have access to.
Okay.
So Shankar, I actually got in touch with the IT department to get the names in the groups, and their response to me was that would be something that Iron Mountain would have to provide, that they don't have a list of the names in the group.
Can you get a call with them? So because this is AD group, so it's users assigned by their IT. So we don't manage that. So maybe there's some communication. It's communication, so I can help with that. I can talk to them.
Okay, so have a call set up between you and someone from IT?
Yes.
Okay.
You might need to reach out to Mike Johnson, because I think he was the one that set it up originally in IT.
Yeah, he's the one that actually responded to me, and he said that they don't have a list. So I will set up a call between Mike and Shankar.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, I can help with that. Yeah, if you can.
He just said that he can confirm the groups that were set up, that it was everything that was on the Excel sheet that we had provided Iron Mountain, and that he also confirmed that all the groups listed in the Excel sheet are set up in the production SSO instance.
Right. So the group and the members, so they set up the members and the group. So they should be able to see that, or they can remove the user from the group. They can add the users to the group. So I can see after user login only. If user is not logged in, I can't, because the group is in Azure AD. We are just mapping the groups. Yeah, we can talk to Mike and see how.
Okay. I'll set that up for you guys.
Okay, so next,
just real quick, Shankar. Elena, what is your last name? I see Elena P. I was just looking at the spreadsheet. Because I have Elena Serena should have access, and that's the only Elena I have on this sheet. Okay, good. So just double checking. Great, thank you.
So Elena, do you want to share your screen? Then just I can take a quick look what is going on. Elena, if you're talking, you're on mute.
Sorry, just give me 1 second. I'll just move there. All right, so share the screen in Google. Just double check how to share screen. Now I think this is how it goes. Okay, I think this is how it goes. All right, so this is what I do. Do you see my screen? I hope you do.
Yes.
We can
Right.
see it.
So then I go to SAML, SSO, right? So those the I think there is some kind of triangles over there on the bottom, and I click on that,
Okay.
and this is what we see.
So probably you are not in the right groups. Maybe they missed. So we have to double check that with your
Okay.
ID. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
And I do see, Stacy, your question. So you should expect to see only 2 folders. You have benefits and then your own folder. So those are those two like inboxes. You are assigned the benefits department group, so you're able to see that, and then you're also able to see your own inbox, which is Stacy Collins. So Shankar was going over how the exception queue works, but only Laura, Linda, and Preet. Yes, perfect. Okay, great. Thank you.
And Elena, if you if you can check with the IT, what are the groups you are in, just to double check if they added you to the InSight group. If you can create a ticket with the IT and check, then that will help to make sure you are in the right groups.
Yeah,
Maybe
Elena should be in checks and then in tax based on the spreadsheet that I have.
Yeah. And my other question, guys, let's say I'm going to receive something that doesn't belong to me, right? Do I need to put it under kind of mail, like unrerouted mail, or is there like a group I can just forward it to somebody else, or it's going to be just, this is not my mail, so what should I do if that I receive a mail that's not mine? How do I, and where should I move it?
Right. So that is that's a business process. So if the list is not here, probably we had to create a new department, or the user is logged in, it will automatically create a folder for that user. Right. So if that is not my mail, again, I'm quickly going back to this user here. Right. I'm just selecting, before I showed you, I don't know who this belongs to. Now I'm going to select, I know who this belongs to.
Oh,
and
gotcha.
I can select the user or department from here, right? And then I can put the note, right? And I can route them in.
And they're going to see it immediately, right? The other department.
Right. So immediately means if they subscribe to the folder, they will get an email notification, or they had to log in and check the system. Okay.
And Elena, if you hit not my mail, instead of I know where this belongs, if you say I don't know who this belongs to, it automatically goes into that exception queue that Linda Moore and I have.
Perfect. And then you guys are going to decide. Gotcha.
Exactly.
I think we are on time now. Just I want to quickly show you the external share. So the external share for now works only for members of all queue because of the security reasons. Because if you want, we can add everyone to allow send external user. Because of the security reason, only this might work. This will work only for members in all queue. Because if you create a link, the users can log in without the login and without any other permission. You can type your OnTrac email address, you can give the permission, you can give from when to when, and then you can add the note and create. Then it will send a notification to that email with the link. They can click the link and directly view that site. Any question? That is, the external share is possible for folder level also. If you want to share the benefit, where let's say with the lawyers or so your internal audit, you can put the email address of internal auditor and you can give the rights when to when, and you can create the link. So they will see all the documents in that folder. Any other questions?
So Shankar, did you say we needed to let you know if everyone should have access to the external sender?
Yeah, if you want, let me know. I can grant access, but it's up to you, or you can tell me how you want to handle it. We don't recommend that for standard users, but if you want to do that, we can work on that.
Okay.
Reason is security.
And I have another question. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10 companies. Do I need to give you guys the name of those companies? We have LaserShape and OnTrac, but we do have some companies that we don't use, but those companies are still open. And sometimes we receive mail for those companies, and we don't want this mail to be kind of, tossed out. We would like to receive it, but there is some dormant companies that we have, but they're still kind of part of our structure, the LaserShape OnTrac legal structure. So for those companies, they have different names. For those companies, should I email it to you guys, all the names, or we're going to receive everything regardless of the name?
So anything that is sent to the
8401
address that it's forwarding,
gotcha.
it should,
Okay.
yeah, it should,
Gotcha.
it will
Okay.
be sent in, it's scanned and everything.
Mhm.
I think
So
we cleared. Oh, go ahead.
gotcha. So you guys don't care about the name, you care about the address, right? Basically.
Right. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Mhm. Yeah, I think what was it? I think we talked about this Preet, is I think the only thing that the USPS doesn't forward are was it something from the IRS or
Yeah,
something like
is
that?
fine.
So yeah, okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, great. Any other questions?
So are we going to continue this throughout this week?
Yes, we do have our daily check-ins. So any of that time where you all are running into questions, please feel free to send us an email. And then we can also go through it in our daily check-in. I think we have that for 12:30 to 1 every day running through this week and into Monday of next week. So I will be on PTO from the 9th through the 16th. Rashonda Redmond will be covering as your program manager while I am out. She has been caught up on your project. And of course, you will have Randy and Shankar on those calls as well. So they can support.
Okay, you just got a question from Dina.
Let me check. I think I can't remember if we talked about this, Dina. No, right now you will not be logging in. Please feel free to ask any questions that you might think that Natalie would have. Otherwise, no, you won't be having access to Stage. It looks like there is another person within Natalie's department, so they should be able to test.
Yeah, so the external access sharing is not the replacement for login issues. That is, we recommend to use if only necessary because of the security reasons. So if you can create a user and log in, that is the best way of using the system. Work with your IT and set up the user and add the user to the SSO groups. I think if there's an external user, You mean is from a different domain or not from the OnTrac, or it's still from the OnTrac?
So Dina, if you're looking to test just in stage, then we'll need to reach out to your IT team to add you to the InSight AP Access Azure DevOps group. Azure.
Megan, sorry, this is Dina. That'd be easier just to get on the call and talk to you about it. Nellie could not be on the call today, so I'm covering for her and I'm taking notes to share with her. So you're saying that someone is already assigned in her group that will look at mail. So I will not need to be added as a user in any way, or?
No, not unless, is Natalie going to be out for the next week?
No, she'll be back, but
Okay.
I'm looking ahead just for vacations and things like that, like when she's out of the office. So there is someone in her place that will check the mail if she's not in the office. Is that
yes,
correct?
I see Bhupin Kalyani, I'm so sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly, is
Okay.
also in the accounts payable group.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you for clarifying that.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for the question.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, I see we are at time. Thank you all. Since this is recorded, I will be posting this on our secure YouTube, so you all will be able to view it later. I will try to get that up as quickly as possible. It is going to be a long video, so it may take a little while to upload, but I'll share that out with this group as well as the deck that we covered today. Please feel free to reach out with any questions. I'm sure, if you have a question, someone else probably does. So it's always helpful if we can go over those and answer everything we can.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks all for your time. Have a great time testing. Let us know if you need anything. Thanks.
Bye. Enjoy your
Bye.
Monday.
Thank you.